Hey everyone, as you can hear, I've calmed down now. I still love you, and I've calmed down. But there are times when you have to really keep it real, and this is probably one of the most important times to really be your true self, because the fact is you should probably think of the things that you hear, as in the things that you physically listen to. I said physically using air quotes there. They are being received and translated by you. So therefore, you are the creator who created this. How do you know? Because you're the one hearing it. Even though I'm the one saying it. You needed to hear this, or you wanted to hear this. You were looking for an answer to something. And I'm assuming that this is the answer. However, this is actually a video about cutting away from the collective energy. So this doesn't stop you from feeling empathy for other people. This doesn't cut you off in such a way that you're going to suddenly not see anybody else. But what it does is it gets rid of the residual energy that you think of it like tides, just like with the literal tides and like the moon phases, even though I don't even believe in the moon. But that's another story. You have to consider that the energy comes and goes, it comes and goes. And those you are around will influence this energy. Those you are exposed to will influence this energy. There are even some people out there deliberately sending you energy. For example, did you know that sometimes when you get a pain in a sensitive area, did you know that sometimes it's actually a person doing that? How do I know this? Because I've practiced with my own family, and I can imagine doing something, and they can pick up exactly what I'm doing. So we know it goes on a pretty constant basis, unless you are cut away from the collective, in which it can be a gradual increase of effect. Think of it as an avalanche. It starts off as something small, but it builds up and builds up and builds up. Now, if you don't want to get swept up in that kind of vortex of energy, then you might want to cut yourself away from it, like me and my family have. In order to do this, you just have to imagine yourself as floating above the earth. You don't have to see anything. If you're clairvoyant, then you're already seeing things. If you're highly imaginative, you're already seeing things. Don't have to see something though. You can just imagine it. Imagine the earth before you, and imagine a cord that is attaching you to the collective energy of everything else on the planet. Now, all you have to do to cut away from this collective cord of energy is to imagine yourself cutting it away. Now, if you don't want to be permanently cut away forever, then don't snip it. I snipped it personally, and you can hear and tell from what I'm doing that I'm not going along with what loads of other people are. I'm not even like a lot of spiritual people. I'm quite happily in a neutral place where I accept that I'm loving, but I accept that I get passionate as well. I don't judge myself for it. I know that there's things this way and there's things that way, and both are experience. I would rather create over here rather than going along with the collective energy and what I'm supposed to be doing. Because even in the spiritual community, there's a collective of those type of people as well, who are separate from others in the way that they say, oh, well, this is all love and light. And then there's others that say that, oh, well, this is the harvest and this was supposed to happen this way. But it really doesn't matter which group you kind of try to fit yourself in. If it's not authentically you, then you're going to get kind of negative results in anything. You've got to think about it as you being the unique, the one and only. It doesn't matter which religious text you read, it all says that there's only the one being. So there can't be a collective if there's only one. And I choose to create differently than what a lot of other people do. So there's my little tip or technique on how you can cut away from the collective energy. It doesn't stop you feeling things for other people, but it helps you select when you're going to feel things for other people, rather than constantly being dragged down by residual energy of the land you're on. See it from above, see it from a higher place. I love you, and I will be back in a bit.